The old hospital on College Hill is an unlikely historical landmark of Williamson, West Virginia, being built in the 1920s as the region of West Virginia and Kentucky got up and running. When the original building was destroyed by a downtown fire in 1926, this building was constructed atop the hill and would open in March 1928, and its bonds would be paid off in 1939. There is too much to go over with this property, as it served 60 years as a 50-bed hospital with state-of-the-art tech for its time, with radiology, x-rays, labs, and intensive care. By 1988, it would be succeeded by a new facility, and this building would be relegated to being office space for physicians, before becoming a derelict storage building in 2014. Today, private investors own the building and are gradually restoring the building for preservation. It is currently open by appointment for historical tours and paranormal tours alike. You can probably guess which one we went for. Check this out, guys. Elevator still works. 1, 2. Also, me and Tim's got radios. As a side note, the College Hill gets its name thanks to an old nursing school beside the hospital. You might have seen the building in some shots. However, it is in no shape for any interior walkthroughs at this time, but that could change in the future. If you want to look up the full story about this hospital, or you want to come visit this place yourself, I would encourage you to visit their website for more information, linked in the description below. But for now, join me and Tim from exploring the decay as we spend some time here in the old hospital. And just in case, I'll start recording.
Yeah.
We're back.
Did you kill it?
Does it not loop?
But that was only
Let me go check on mine downstairs. You're coming with me. We'll wait until later to... The elevator's still here. That's a good sign.
Okay.
If I have to go by myself, I may have to fight spirit. I thought I did that at first. Then it was the other one.
I'll grab that later.
Okay.
We were not experts.
We are idiots with cameras.
Very.
Hello, everybody. We're back. It's almost time to play.
Hey, kids.
And abandonment.
Kids ward, if y'all don't know this is where the kids were treated
sometimes not. You're gonna leave it in.
So, what floor do you want me to move it to? I'll even go do it by myself if you want.
Okay, so we got two people up here. Comment, where should he put it on his EM pump? On the second floor, third, or fourth? Oh, I got nobody. Damn.
Oh. No flash pole. Sad face.
Nobody's watching. I'm so sad. Oh well.
Whoa, I guess we're truly alone now. Right there?
Yeah, right here.
That's good, and the blue light isn't too intrusive. And there you go, second floor.
Don't close it all the way.
Alright, ready to get your hearing tested?
Don't close it all the way. I am claustrophobic.
Can you handle a couple minutes? I've been in there a couple minutes by myself.
You're not claustrophobic. There.
I am, it's just I can handle something like that for a while.
Come on.
Let's go leave Tim in there for a while. He can let himself out anytime. Is there anyone here? Can you make your presence known? Oh. So, how did the test go?
Wasn't that bad? I like the little soundproof it did.
It's pretty good. How old is that?
I have no clue.
Because some of this doesn't look that old, but then down there, Fletcher's Castoria looks kind of old.
This was when they put alcohol in their medicine.
Oh, wow. So that's like 50s or earlier. It is kind of cool.
Yeah, legit nasal spray.
So they got a date on this?
10 years old.
Alcohol, 3.5%.
Let's see, what is it? Fletcher's Castoria. I'm
I'm not going far.
Come here.
Unless something entices me. Besides, aren't you going to do something about that chair? So Tim's moved the chair around.
Yes, we're gonna see how this does, and this is on video as evidence. Third floor.
What?
You built the sink above the tub.
Let me see that. Don't sit up too fast. There is a thing above you guys.
Yeah, really.
Although it doesn't look like the tub's in service.
Why are you gonna poke at it?
I just want to look.
You don't poke.
If they don't want me to look, they can let me know, okay?
Exam room 1.
Okay, it's facing this way. Sorry, from this distance, it does look a little weird.
What? The chair?
Yeah. anybody's here, you want to come,
And make yourself known. We are not here to hurt you.
we just want to talk to you. Maybe get to know you a little. Sounded like it was outside, or was it? Oh, that is trippy. Watch what happens when I put my light up to this. I wasn't expecting it to be so intense, so quick. It's like a light switch. See? On, off. Did you hear something?
Or clonking sound.
Hmm. Even with the generator running, it's like pin drop quiet.
That doesn't work.
Good evening, doctors. This is the window I did my time lapse in. It was actually kind of nice sitting up here. 10 minutes by myself in the quiet.
No, it's not bad. It's fine. No extinguisher. Nope. I guess safety last. You got this equipment here. That's it.
Oh no, my shoes squeak. Alright, and over there is the fire escape, and turn your light away for a moment. And there's the fire escape, and one of those LED lights is just having a constant seizure. I think at some point we should try like a session where we just sit down somewhere in silence.
Alright, let's go get our stuff done.
With the initial walkthrough complete, remember that camera I picked up in the basement? That was part of an abandonment session, which is leaving your camera and tools in place while you and your colleague leave the building. Rather than bore you with an hour of virtually nothing, we'll come back near the end of the video to see if we got anything. For now, while Tim is recharging his gear, I got the building to myself. Let me show you what it's like walking this building in the dark by yourself. Let me double check my pockets. I can leave my wallet here. I'll know if somebody tries to break in for it. And with my phone on airplane mode and the Wi-Fi shut off, this is now my only contact to the outside world. Hi, it's me, but from the future. I hope you don't mind me cutting in to explain a couple things. Even cheating with some hand lights, I kinda have to use this camera as my main set of eyes to make sure I don't trip and injure myself, so pardon if the camera work is lacking. Down here was the children's ward, and at the end of the hallway were 2 rooms for conducting x-rays. That kind of looks like a face, but not really. Back here used to be the radiology department, as well as a cremation chamber and the molested remains of a telephone switchboard. This is arguably the worst maintained part of the building. Now, the owners do let you have free roam of the vast majority of the building, but I would not advise staying in the radiology area for longer than a few minutes without a mask. I remember not feeling that great for a few minutes when coming back out, and I do not believe it's paranormal at all. Just bad air. Another thing. You might have noticed quite a few things floating around in the footage. I'm going to make an executive call and disregard all of it. There might be some actual orb phenomenon, but I cannot in good faith point it out because there's just far too much dust contamination. But if you think you've spotted a true orb, give us a timestamp. Alright, check the basement. Great, now I did it. Speen to ween. Because of course both of us would do it. Hey, you still over there? You wanna move the tape? Please? Sorry, I thought I heard footsteps earlier. I'll have to review that. Is there anyone over here? Can you give me a sign? Ooh, you're going off. Was that you? Oh. Thank you. Were you a patient here? Were you one of the doctors here? Were you a patient here? I don't have time for you, Tim.
Doomie, come in.
Your cat ball on the ground floor went off.
Where, in the lobby?
I accidentally kicked it down the hallway as I was going to just look down at the T-junction. I started throwing a few open questions out, and when I turned, I noticed it was lighting up again. And I asked it to do it again, and it just confirmed.
Alright, give me a minute. I'll be up there in a second.
Here, hold this for a moment. I'll see if I can do some reconstruction in case. I'm gonna try and debunk this if we can.
Any
And how do you do that? It's not like we have a clicker for this thing. In
Yeah.
fact, that is the clicker. With the activity on the first floor, me and Tim opted to do a ghost tube session. Now, I am a little distrusting of phone apps, but GhostTube does function with Wi-Fi disabled and airplane mode active, which should minimize external interference. But that said, these apps tend to be regarded by some skeptics as magic 8 balls. Use at your own risk. If you talk into it, it can formulate words so that we can communicate. Were you making the cat balls light up earlier? Are you here with us now?
It's okay to present yourself.
We don't mean any harm or disrespect.
I'm stuck.
Where are you stuck at? Are you stuck in this hospital? Can you manipulate one of the balls we have on the floor for you?
If you touch it, it'll light up. Unless you were the one lighting them up earlier.
Should we go? Do you want us to stay?
Do you want us to go somewhere else in this building?
Okay.
Want to try some?
First.
We're on the first floor. First, was it the first question I asked?
Who's cursed?
I said first.
Does it sound like someone's walking around, like, somewhere high up?
I think that's your paranoia kicking in.
Probably.
It's a dead evening.
Well, we only got like 5 more floors. Well, 4 more.
I prefer easy access if we come across something that does not like us. Especially what that one person saw a couple months ago heading down one of them hallways. That was not a resident of the hospital. Which that, in my opinion, is something demonic. So,
Is that why you're so reluctant to do anything?
try not to bring back a demon to the house. I've already had one, but in my opinion, I'm not sensing anything wanting to come out.
Hmm.
Plus, my phone's getting hot as fuck.
Is there something negative here? Yeah, phone makes you go crazy. Sure nothing's happening over there. Funny how it was just dead still. It's been dead still. But while we were walking around, it's just wee, wee.
That means it's not presenting itself.
Yeah. The ghost tube did pick up some more later on, but the responses seemed a lot more negative. You might have to check in with Tim to see if he got that. But while we're packing up, why don't we take a look at that abandonment camera? The old hospital on College Hill has left a more lingering impression on me than other places. It might not be as striking as the Waverly Hills Sanatorium, nor as imposing as the Brushy Mountain Penitentiary, or even as pretty as the Sweet Springs Resort, but it's the first place I can say with a reasonable amount of confidence that I have evidence of possible hauntings. Now, in the big picture, a few cat balls and a disembodied sigh is not much to get excited about, but for me, it's those scraps of evidence that gives you a high to start chasing after in all this. Now, there are other experiences that me and Tim have both had here, but those are just personal experiences, and personal experiences can only go so far. I could tell you about the caution tape on the first floor that flutters about in the daytime while remaining still at night, despite the fact that there's no airflow in the building. I could even tell you about the AC unit that tried activating on its own. In fact, I have video of that right about now. Sorry, what? The wind is kicking up. I'm gonna leave that room alone, that scares me. But you see, hearsay can only go so far. Although that unit is alleged to be inoperable, it's still plugged in and I made no effort to debunk. So at most, it's just an oddity coinciding with wind gusts assaulting the building. And personal experiences are just hearsay and rumor without any evidence to back them up. And even if you do have evidence, some people will never be convinced. But despite all of it, at the end of the day, I did have a blast here, and I would be happy to come back here for Take 2, if given the opportunity, or if you guys really want to see it. Additionally, the owners are great, and they were willing to give us a house to stay at when I struggled to find a hotel in the region. You see, Williamson itself is a dying town, and the main things going for it are ATV adventures, outdoor activities, and local history as the coal industry continues to shrink. But at the same time, I find it to be a charming Appalachian town, and it'll stand out to me as a turning point as I become more open to all this. Me and Tim already have more places in mind as we get our bearings in all this, and if you have any potential haunts in mind, feel free to DM me about suggestions, preferably in or near the Carolinas. Until then, I want to thank you for joining me on this journey, and until next time, farewell